There we go. We're away. I'm late this morning because I've been stuffing my face as per usual. It's Saturday morning. I'm entitled to something to eat as well, like all of you. There we go. We're in the office. This is my office. Well, this is my part of the office. Let's just get that right back over there. Let's get comfortable. Got a cup of tea waiting here now this morning. I've got one live viewer. That's absolutely fine. Even if there was no live viewers, I would still talk for some time. What's that doing here? There you go. There you go. Welcome to Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy. It's a wet day out there this morning. It's not looking too good. But we've been lucky lately with the weather, haven't we? Lucky lately, isn't it? Lucky lately with the weather in the terms that it's been quite mild. There was one morning this week where it was in the night time. On Thursday night, I think it was very, very cold. And then on Friday, it turned out okay. So we've been down in Porthcawl working for some clients down there. Morning, Jake. How's it going, mate? Good to see you. Jake, what we try and do when we do the live streams in the morning when people join us, and I appreciate that you've just joined this morning. Thanks for joining. But we just like to say, I want to know where you're from and what you're doing. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to get the live stream up if I can. Let's have a look now. Live, and I can actually see the comments better on the live stream. Let's turn the volume down. Let's just get it on there, and bear with me just 1 second. We've got 9 viewers, got 2 likes. Just say hello. Come in and say hello. Even if you're a hater, even if you're a keyboard warrior, come and say hello. The big FB, good to see you, Lee. How you doing, bud? Let's just get that on there now. For some reason, there we are. It's just the time. Let's have a look. That's I can see people's comments. I can see who's joining. John Tyler, John Ward. We talked to John this morning. Good morning, John and Alison. Just to let you know, John, that Alison is up the road. She's gone to see her mum. Mum's not very well at the moment, so we've been inundated with. Alison has as well. She was in the hospital late last night with her mum. She's a little bit poorly at the moment, and we've got to get something sorted out. And I was talking to John this morning about all sorts of things. It's good to see John Ward back at it. John Ward there down in Birmingham. John, thanks for the conversation this morning. It did me the world of good, you know. Mental health is a tough thing, isn't it? And even for me, I talk about it on a regular basis and I post about it. It's not always about posting about my work and showboating. It's about communication and talking and building networks with other people that have been through what we're going through. Got 15 viewers this morning. We've only got 4 likes. If you can get on this morning and give us a like, that'd be absolutely great. Good morning, Gareth Jones. How you doing, bud? Good to see you on here. Mario Rizzi, good to see you. Mario there in Bedford. John Ward, you should meet Mario. He's a character, absolute character. Good to see him on here. We've got Grant as well at the moment. And we've got my mate there from Infinity Landscapes. Scampets Landscaping and Groundworks there down in Birmingham. And he says, good morning, everyone. Grant, good morning from Thornbury. John Ward says, morning, lads. How are we all doing? That's what it's about. It's about building a community. We certainly be building on here. And remember, this channel is not just about contractors. It is about the consumer as well, because we work hand in hand with the consumer. Good morning, Style. We've got Style Paving on here this morning. Style porcelain paving suppliers there down in Banbury. Good morning, Alison and John. Matt's watching this morning. Matt, how you feeling? Hope you're okay. Everybody seems to be coming down with something at the moment. And but I tell you now, Matt, it's good to see John Ward back on here. John Ward is an excellent landscape contractor and paving contractor and builder from Birmingham. Been going a long time, and he's been poorly for some time, but it's good to see him back on here. I've had a couple of conversations with him recently. I was fortunate to meet his friend on the plane. The world's a small place. Met his friend on the plane. I was sat next to him, Dave, and cracking people. I had a great chat with him, and it's mad, isn't it? It's just absolutely mad. I've just got over the flu, says Infinity Landscaping. Yeah, I think everybody's going through it at the moment. It's a change of the seasons, isn't it? Usually at the change of the seasons, that's when we tend to start going down with things this morning. I don't know if you've noticed, I entitled the live stream this morning, Hard Toil. It's hard toil, isn't it? Being a landscaper, being a contractor is hard toil. There's no ifs or buts about it. It's difficult. It's a tough job. Benedict Simmons, morning all. Off out at the moment. Great to meet on Wednesday for a chat. Have a good life. Thank you. Do you know, look at that. He's come on, Benedict, that's our Ben, for a couple of minutes just to say good morning all. Wish you all a good morning. Have a good life. Cracking guy. And interesting what Ben's going through with his wife. His wife works with him, John, over there in Clevedon near Bristol. His wife works with him, and not a lot of, it's not that that's unusual, is it? A lot of wives work in business. Even Lucia at Style, massively involved in the business, and I've seen her carrying slabs and doing all sorts of things down there in Oxford, and she got stuck in thinking about that now. And Ben was like saying his wife works on a regular basis, and I think Grant was saying his wife works with him, and Alison, my wife, is coming to work with it. Is it because, do you think they work with us because they feel sorry for us because we can't get labour, or do you think they want to help us, to support us, and or is it that they know a lot about business that we don't know about? And I think that women do. Women have that tenacity that for survival, almost like a lioness in the wild. That's what as I see it, it's akin to a lioness in the wild. John Ward says, we are exhausted from long hours in the summer, so we are open to the winter elements now, lads. Yeah, I tell you what, winter now, it's difficult, isn't it? The thing is about what we do on a regular basis, we do a job, and all jobs can be difficult, but it depends if you make it difficult for yourself, and we do on occasions make things more difficult than what they need to be. But one thing that we can never ever stop is the elements, the daily grind, doing the daily grind and being out there in the wind, the rain, the snow, the ice. It takes its toll. There's no ifs or buts. Owen there down at Infinity says, bet organising is a point with a lady in the company. Bet organising is on point. Yeah, I get your point there. Oh yeah, it is. Alison is absolutely, there are times where things go awry for one reason, and I'm not blaming Alison because we have workloads, things get missed. You can apologise to your client base or to anyone if you forget things, and as long as you just got to be honest as a business owner, we've just got to be honest with our clients. I'm away next week. I'm off to dare I tell you where I'm going? Let me have a little sip of this at the moment because I've just had a pancake with some but not butter. Yeah, that's better. I'll be a little bit more fluid now. I'm allowed to have a drink. I'm allowed to go online and have a drink and even eat in some cases when you guys are talking. I'm off next week, and I told my customer from the outset as well, and they're great people. Like, I don't know what it is. We just seem to have great customers all the time. They're decent people. They leave a key for us and say, use the toilet, use the kitchen, make a coffee. They trust us. That's the important thing. And so I was honest last week and before we start this job, and I said to the customer, I will be going away. I can't help it. Not on holiday. It's through business. And the thing is about it, I'm going away to discover as well about blades of all things, about cutting porcelain and limestone and all this. I thought that I knew a fair bit about it, but I know very little. And I want to know a little bit more about it. Look, welcome to Saturday Morning Live this morning. I tend to start droning on at some point. If I do, just come back with a question. I want to hear from you. I want to have a conversation with you guys. We've got 22 viewers this morning, 9 likes. Get on there, hit the like button. Good to see Lee from Handy Groundworks. How's that dog doing, Lee? It's good to see that little chap with you, and he's in a good household, he's in a good home. So we want to know a little bit more about that. It's a shame that you can't share a picture. Lee says there, the big FLB says, my back's gone again, big time, so resting up, not good at all. There we are. That's what I said. It takes its toll, doesn't it? It takes its toll on us at the end of the day with what we're doing. John Ward says, pick your customers like they pick us. There you are. He's a wise guy, is our John. Gem Landscapes there. Morning, John. Morning, Bud. How you doing up there in Cheshire? Good to see you joining this morning. We're talking about all sorts of things. 21 live viewers 10 likes. Do you know, 23 actually at the moment. When I pick a title for these live streams, you know, you can pick a title that can be clickbait, okay? It can be clickbait, but that's not what I want to do. That's not what it's about. I want to just talk about some of the things I've talked about with some of the landscapers that I met in the week. I met out with Grant and Benedict there over in Gordano Services, of all places. I bought them some fast food. We ate the fast food, then we had a chat, and then we did a podcast. And I'm still going through it at the moment. And though we used the Rode mics, for some reason, unfortunately, the audio wasn't very good. So I'm at a point now where do I share a video that the audio was not so good, you know? And it's such a shame. It's so annoying, really. A bit sad that you go over and you spend time, guys come to see you. But it was good that we met. That's the thing about it. We met, we spoke about all sorts of things, and it's good for those guys and good for me that knowing that I've got that support. And there's doers and don'ters in life, and certainly Grant at GM Landscapes there in Thornbury is always a doer. He's on the ball with it. Let's have a read what people are saying. Pick your customers like they pick us, says John Ward. Absolutely. GM Landscapes says, good morning. Star says, you'll have to come and see a porcelain factory sometime. I would love to. I would absolutely love to go and see how it's made, and we get that information out to you, the consumer of porcelain products. It's still trending out there. Matt, I would love to know. I would really love to know if you could share a link of what your best seller is at the moment at Style. What is your best selling product? See, this is the thing, you see. This is what happens. We pick a title, okay? I spoke to John Ward this morning, and John Ward and I was talking about the work that we do is hard toil. It is difficult, and certainly when you're out in the weather, it takes this toil on us on a daily basis for whatever reason, but it's difficult. What we do is difficult. I've said this so many times, but what happens on these live streams is that we tend to go off on a tangent, and we've got Matt there from Style. He said, you'll have to go and see a porcelain factory sometime. I would love to know, right, what is your best seller at the moment? What is your best seller? Jay says, good morning, Jolly B. Good morning, Bud. Good to see you on there. Mario Ritchie says, in Italy, Matt, book me in. He's brilliant. I love our Mario. We'd love to get Mario across there as well. Andy Graham says, thanks, mate. Benny is fitting in well. Each day is coming out with his shell a little more. Yeah, you will with you, Lee, because you are absolutely a fantastic human being. You're great with those dogs. Lee there up in Liverpool, Handy Groundworks. He's a great human being, and certainly he's great with the dogs as well. It'd be good to see. Unlike Grant's not very good with Rocco. Rocco had a little go with him the other week there. Probably grey porcelain, says Lee. GM Landscapes Designs. I wouldn't mind Matt, but I don't have a passport. Too busy working now. You need to get a passport. Did you see it? Grant is, and I'm going to say this because Grant knows I can talk about this. So Grant has never been abroad. Never been abroad. Is that a bad thing? No, it's not. Is it a good thing? No, it's not. You know, he can go abroad. You know, and I would say go abroad because you'll educate yourself a little bit more. Big FB says, film it too, JB, if possible, so we cannot be there can experience it. Yeah, I will. I will get on it. I will film when I'm going away. I am going to share it. It's funny, I bought a little Sony camera a while ago, and I'm going to take that with me. I'm going to try it again. They said it's one of the best vlogging cameras out there, but unfortunately, when I've used it, it hasn't come out as good as what these phones are doing, like at some point. But I need to change this phone. Richard Dowd says, sorry, I've been moving my porcelain from Neighbours Drive to back garden. Balgrout and Slurry is out for delivery lane next week. Richard, if you want to share or you want to talk to any of these contractors on here at the moment, I'm sure they'll help you if you need some advice. 26 live viewers, we got 14 likes. Get on it, give it a like, let's do it. Style says, Luxborough limestone, all the beauty of limestone with none of the hassle or slipping. There we are. It's great the way Matt does it and the way he comes over. Matt is very, very experienced, run Tops Tiles for many, many years, and made a success up tops there. And it's great to have Matt on here. Honestly, I really mean this. And I sincerely mean this. It's good to have Matt on here because he is a wealth of knowledge and experience and such a professional on so many levels at Styled. And I'm so glad that he makes the effort to come onto these live streams and share and talk with you and build a community, because that's what it's about. It's about building a community and getting back. Unfortunately, a lot of suppliers and manufacturers don't do this. It's almost this, and it's been said so many times, honest, this word of entitlement is out there, but it's still going strong. It's a strong word, and people are believing that they're still entitled to things. We are living in an atmosphere of entitlement, and we're not entitled to it. We have to work for it, and that's what I've always said to you guys out there, and that's what this live stream was about, is that you don't feel you're just entitled to what you do. It takes a special person to start their own business in itself, regardless whether you're a landscaper or even if you have another business making beanie hats. It doesn't matter. Once you made that decision to start a business, that is the difference. You're brave, you're going forward, you're prepared to take a chance, you're a risk taker, and you're prepared to take a calculated risk. And that's what I like about the self-employed world. The self-employed world will, without doubt, keep the wheels and the wheels of industry churning over day in, day out, because they don't feel they're entitled to things. They will drive on day in, day out. They get out of bed, they put their feet firmly on the ground with intent, knowing that they have to make a difference, because they don't expect anybody to give it to them. It's as simple as that. I tell you what, I got goosebumps on my arms because I really feel about this when I look at all you guys out there, right? And it's not just to say that people that actually work for somebody doesn't mean to say they've got that drive and that value and they feel they're entitled, but it's their choice that's what they want to do. But the thing is, being in the self-employed world, being an individual that's being prepared to take on those risks and go out, and it is about risk and reward. And when you recognize those risks, I tell you what, I think there's lots of people that work for people out there could run a business quite easily, but they make the conscious decision not to actually go working for themselves because they feel comfortable. They're happy about where they are, which is absolutely fine. Am I droning on this morning, or is it making sense? I want to know off you this morning. Welcome to Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy. This channel is building. I'm looking at the algorithms now. I'm looking at the algorithms as we speak, and we are having copious amounts of people coming in and dropping out. It's amazing what YouTube has done lately with the algorithms. Andy Granwick says, get the passport sorted, Grant, 100%. There we are. Lee's just said now, get it done. Star says, will do, Mario Rizzi. It'd be good to get over there to see how the porcelain's being made and film it and see what's going on. Matt says, well said, John. Look, listen, Matt, seriously, I've got to say it as it is. This is what this platform is about. It's about getting the information out there and making people aware of the people that support the community of contractors in many, many ways. And certainly, Matt Williams, you have on many occasions. It's never about the dollar. We've spoke about this so many times. And what we do every day is not just about the dollar. I want to go back to like where we were, what the title of this is. And that's the thing. It's not just about the contractors, the plumbers, the electricians, be careful what I say about electricians, the builders. They're getting out there. Bricklayers have a massive difficult time. Do you know, I did a sitting guilds in bricklaying many years ago up in Ipswich, and I think it was on White House or Industrial Estate. They did these courses. I went and did a 6 month as it was, because I was running in on site doing the brickwork. Bricklayers have a torrid time at the moment out there in the elements. Laying bricks must be an absolute nightmare for contractors out there. So if you are a consumer at the moment and now out there watching this morning or watching this at a later date, think about, just for a moment, just bear in mind how difficult it is for contractors to work out in the elements. Look, I've said it many times. Lollipop ladies work in the rain. They work in the wet. They do. Or lollipop people, I should say. But I would say lollipop ladies, so I see them. Lollipop ladies and gentlemen work in the rain on a daily basis, okay? There's no ifs or buts about it. But they have a sou'wester. They've got to be aware of what's going on around them. But the difficult thing is that when you're using perishable goods like mortar, right, it is difficult. You have to make those decisions, and certainly with the weather coming up at the moment, John Ward, the weather, you were getting really bad weather conditions. You have to quarantine everything you're doing. So bear in mind when you're getting a quote off your contractor, think about what they have to go through. I'm going to read some of the comments in the moment, because it's so important to read what people are saying on here, because this live stream isn't just about me. But let me remind you, this is Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy. It's a podcast that we do every Saturday morning, and we're building a community. I hope that you guys stay with us for some time. And the day that I pack up landscaping, because it ain't going to be far away, it's only a couple of years away, the day I pack up landscaping, I definitely will be without a doubt, we'll be doing these podcasts. And when I have intent, and I make no bones about it, that's what I'm going to be doing. So let me just read some of the comments now we've had now this morning. We got Styled, we got Matt Williams from Styled at the moment. I'm not just plugging them, I'm not getting paid to talk about them this morning. I'd like to get paid. If anybody wants me to talk about their business and want to pay me, that's absolutely fine. Taking money is good. It's not a bad thing. It's healthy to want money. It just depends how you take people's money, you know. And certainly at the moment out there, what you will find, there are scrupulous contractors taking money off people, not just contractors, but people in general. Be aware of the scamming that's going on out there at the moment. Don't click onto anything. There's a thing about the moment that you can get grants and people are phoning. Just be careful who you're taking the phone call. Be careful what you're actually saying online. Don't give too much information away. You don't realize when you're talking the information you're giving. Okay, even now when I'm doing this podcast this morning, behind me is Greentop Landscapes, but it's all out there. Di Pigeon's on here. Morning, Johnny, mate. Good to see you, Di. How you doing, bud? Love you, brother. It's good to see Di on here. Yeah, good to see Di, my mate. Go back a long way. Good morning, young man. Just a quick hello from Turkey. Bob's in Turkey this morning. I absolutely love this. I was going to read some of the comments. So I went back from the bottom and I was going to work back up there. Went from the bottom. Am I talking arse this morning? Did I just swear? Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? We got Bob there all the way from Turkey. Good to see you, Bob. Love to see a picture. If somebody wants to WhatsApp me this morning, a picture where they are, long as they're not rude. Yeah, I had a rude one the other way from Birmingham, and you shouldn't have done it. Naughty man. But there you are. I'm a handsome man. You can just see why I attract to those type of people in some respect. Bob, good morning. Please send me a picture from where you are in Turkey. If you can, do it on WhatsApp. My number is 07795 595 994. Don't call on that number this morning because we were doing this live stream. So if you want to WhatsApp me, 07795 595 994. If somebody wants to get that, maybe I can just put that up there because I want to see what people are doing at the moment. Let me just see if I can I can't, for some reason, I can't comment on here. No, I can't comment. I don't know what's happened there. Anyway, Bob, good to see you. Mary Richard says, how do we find time to get together for an hour on a Saturday? I look forward to it. Yeah, absolutely. I look forward to it as well. We've got, I can't see it. I haven't got my glasses. I can't see. 28 live viewers this morning. You got 19 likes. Come on, give it a like this morning. Even though you trolls, it's amazing. Without a doubt, there will be trolls on here this morning. There will be haters watching this at the moment. And you know that I always post on this sort of thing. And come on, if you're a troll, let me just see the like go up to 20. There we are. And let's have another one. There must be another troll on here this morning. Let's just do it. Well, one's just left, I think, right? So there are 21. The trolls have given me a like this morning. It's good to have you on here. Thanks for joining Saturday Morning Live with Johnny. We're just going to read some of them. GM Landscape says, self-employed is the only option for me. My family, lifestyle and future goals are only achievable self-employed. Success or failure is your choice. I'm going to read that again. Grant, that's brilliant. I love it. Self-employed is the only option for me. My family, lifestyle, and future goals are only achievable. Self-employed success or failure is your choice. Tough words, but honest words. Yeah, thanks for that, Grant. And as I was always saying, right, as I've always said, right, is that what self-employed does, it gives you a little bit of flexibility. I'm just reading some of the comments there. It gives you a little bit of flexibility. Infinity Landscape says reliable staff too, John. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Lee says fill up your fuel tanks today. Fuel going up tomorrow or Monday. There we are. That's what it's about. Fuel going. Fill it up today. In fact, what I'll do, I'll go and do that this afternoon. Thanks for that, Lee. See, there we are. If you think now, because Lee has just said that, and a lot of people are going to be watching this later on, hopefully people will go out and fuel. Lee, you've saved, without doubt, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds if this video goes viral. I doubt it if this video goes viral, but you would save somebody some money. Jem says, plenty of work on hard work equals great results with greatness, which generates more clients. Plenty of work on hard work equals great results, which generates more clients. Sorry about my eyesight this morning. John Ward says, that's what John says, self-employed work harder because they have to. No handouts, no holiday or sick pay, no paid sitting at home when it's rated. Have you thought, John, sometimes when we go on holiday, we actually lose a week, don't we? If we go away for a week, we actually lose a week and it's difficult to catch up on that financial side of things. Yeah, just think about that this morning. Die Pigeon's on there. Good to see you, Die. Lee says, trolls also help the algorithms, JB. That's good to know. Thanks for that, Lee. Do they help? That's interesting. Let's get more trolls. If you are a troll out there and you want to start following me or give me a little bit of abuse, feel free. Because I've got an army of friends out here on this channel this morning that will actually put you in your place. Infinity Landscaping says, and Groundworks, hate is brilliant. I'm having people calling me at silly times in the morning saying to infinity and beyond. Absolutely love it. To infinity and beyond. Love it. Absolutely fantastic. Hey, listen, it'd be good to, it's funny. It's not about jokes. It's not about jokes channel, but we need to cheer each other up. And Alison this week, she bought a deep fat fry. Yeah, a deep fat fry. And then she said to me, she was taking it back because she felt that it was secondhand. She had a feeling it was secondhand. And I said, why do you think it's secondhand? She said it had a couple of chips in it. Bomb, bomb. There you go. There's the first one of today. Die Pigeons, give me a big thumbs up. Good to see you, Die. John Ward says, someone's always have got something negative to say. Focus always on your positive, else it will grind into you. Yeah, you have to do it. The fact is, and John and I were talking about this morning, when you go out, you will have negativity. It's surrounded us. It's everywhere. And one thing that we can say from the negativity that is positive, that we're going to have the negativity. Negativity doesn't go without the positivity. It's that AC/DC thing, and it works. Nicholas McCartney, good to see you, bud. I hope you're watching and enjoying. There's Nicholas McCartney, fantastic garden designer. There, Nick, get your link on there. If you're thinking about having some work done in your garden, you want something designed. If you're a consumer now, you're watching this channel, you want something designed, or you want to talk about plants, drop a message to Nicholas McCartney. Hopefully, you'll try and get his link on here to his website. You can book a call with Nick. Yes, you're going to have to pay, but he'll take you through the whole process and give you the best advice that you'd ever have. Good advice saves money, doesn't it? Good advice when contractors go out and give you fully itemized written quotes and don't get paid for it is really, really bad. You need to get paid for your quotes. When you're going out, spending time with your customers, you don't realize how much you're actually saving them, and you don't realize what you're actually giving them. You're giving them a lot of information that absolutely will save them a fortune and save them a lot of aggravation. Infinity Owen says, John, I've got Woody toy on the tow bar. To infinity and beyond. I love it. You've got to just love that. They phone him up and they say to infinity and beyond. I never even thought of that before. But yeah, infinity landscapes. It means longevity without a shadow of doubt. Woody, brilliant. The message is held of a review. By the way, how's your balls, John? Any cracks appearing? I was going to show that. Jem's asked. There's a message just I've got it. She knows a message just been Sorry about that. Please excuse me. A message just been. It's been how do I talk out of my balls? Well, there you are. There's a message there. There we are. Jem says, by the way, John, how are your balls? Yeah, my balls are drying out nicely. We spoke about it a little while ago. I've done some tests on some mortar balls, and they're drying out nicely, and I'm going to be cutting them in half. But what I'm looking for at the moment, I've found a company that's going to take the balls in, and maybe they're going to cut them in, and they're going to do some tests on there for me, and I've got to pay for it. I've got to pay for it. If anybody wants to donate to the testing, fine. No, it's absolutely fine. No worries at all. John Wood says, me being office based, not working, the lads on site have to earn my wages, office staff, vehicles, etc. John, it's the time to let the youth take the lead, isn't it? It's time for the youth. Just let them do it. And it's like years ago when we'd be on site, we would do a little bit with a contractor, and then they say, go and get on with it, and just I'll have a look later and just see just let them get on with it. Yeah, my balls are fine. They're good. But you've got to let them get on with it, haven't you, as well? You've got to allow your staff to do things and allow them to make the mistakes as long as it's not too expensive. Sarah Williams says, good morning, just gardening, sunny Cornwall. You guys are always, Sarah, you're always in Cornwall. You're down there again. It's amazing. Look, listen, I want a picture this morning, a nice picture, not a rude picture, right? I want a picture this morning from somebody across the country on WhatsApp. I want to see what you're doing. The number is 07795 595 994. Send me a picture where you are. GM Landscape says, design. Matt, I have just ordered a stack of samples. Forgot to get them with you. Let's just, I can't even, let's see if we can get that. There we go. I can see it now. John Ward said, Infinity Landscapes. How about shouting, Andy here, and everyone stops work? Yeah. Quote, says Mario Rizzi. You're not quite sure what you're about there. Need a chat later if you're not busy. Yeah, Lee, always available for you, mate. And how is your mum? It'd be good to talk, mate. I'm here to talk to. If you want to give me a ring after, give us a ring, or I'll give you a call. No problem at all. Hate it when customers don't get back to you. Yeah, what a good one. I told you, Mario Rizzi always comes up with it, and he's done it again. He's done it again. Isn't it the case? This is the thing, you see, is that I charge for my quotes, all right? Because I value myself, and I've spoken about that before, and there's value. Customers are going to get something from what I'm actually talking about. There's no ifs or buts about it. They're going to learn from it, right? But Mario just said there. We spoke about this before, right? But we spoke about it before. 23 likes, brilliant. But Mario says, hate it when customers don't get back to you. This is what Mario does well. This way, he keeps fueling the fire, and that's what he's done. Fueling the fire of conversation now, Mario Rizzi's done. He says he hates it when customers don't get back to him. How many of you guys actually thought about that? You never hear of those customers. Should you have to phone them? Is it common courtesy to get back to you when you've gone out and seen them? Even if you haven't given them a quote at that point, or they just wanted some advice and you've gone out. Sometimes it's those tire kickers, sometimes it's not, but you've gone out there, you've given some advice, and they've looked at that advice, they've taken it in, you can see it in their face, because you can tell when they're saying, I never thought of that. That's why you guys have value. That's why you probably should charge something for your quotes. And then they don't get back to you. Nothing at all for months. And then you may phone them, or weeks, whatever, but you don't hear from them. What you need to do, you need to chase up those customers. You need to say, hi, Mrs. Jones, it's Johnny Boy here, just giving you a quick call just to see if you had any thoughts on the quote that I actually gave you. The quote that I actually gave you, have you had any thoughts? What's your views on it? Is there anything we can discuss? I always say to customers, question your quote. It's so important to question your quote as a consumer. Star says, no problem, GM Landscapes and Design, let me know. He's going to get some samples out. If you're looking for samples, you can get your samples from Star now this morning. It's on here. Hate it when customers don't get back, and that's what we're talking about at the moment. Lee says, has anyone felt the crunch of the energy crisis yet? There we are. Good question. Has anybody felt the crunch of the energy crisis? I think it's rebirth. I can't say the word now. It's there, Lee. It's around us. It's happening in some way. I think everybody is feeling it in some way. Even if your business is fine, it's just going on. and I'm lucky and I'm very fortunate, and I never ever take it for granted. But we are busy all the time here, and when I look at that board up there, we've got lots of quotes we have to go and do, and people are just, it's going on. Please think about what the mainstream media is pumping out there. It's not exactly always the picture of what it is, because it just appears to be doom and gloom. You see it when they go interviewing people on the road. It's just negative all the time. I don't think it's a fair balance of what they're actually doing. There are great stories out there, and you can see this morning with the amounts of comments on here, some people are in good places, though they're feeling it. Things are going on, but it's up to you as an individual to make those differences. Just so you know, I am having messages come through on WhatsApp. Wherever you are across the country or in the world, please drop me I'm going to put my number on here now, because just get on WhatsApp. If you're on WhatsApp, I'm putting the number 077 955 994. 077 955 994. There's my number. Get on it. Just drop me a picture of where you are. No rude ones, okay? No rude ones whatsoever. And I mean that, because you will be deleted and you will be reported. Send me a picture from where you are across the world on WhatsApp. There's my number. I want to see what you're doing. Mario, you are an absolute superstar. I want some more questions off you now this morning. Don't feel embarrassed if it's too expensive. Let me know. Maybe able to help. There you go. There you go. What an honest guy. He says, don't feel embarrassed if it's too expensive. Do you really think, and I actually buy into that, what Mario says, you know, you need to get back to him. You need to speak to him. Customers can get embarrassed about quotes. They can get embarrassed because they feel that it was a bit out of their budget, but that's not a problem. That's not a problem, because you can compartmentalize that quote. You compartmentalize your garden. Maybe next year you can get the next part done. Go for this part now. Get that part done. Maybe speak to your contractor. Get back to him. I love this morning. This live stream this morning is full of everything. I'm, as Steve Irwin said, super excited. Another image is coming now. I'm not going to say who it's from, of where they are and what they're doing. Look, my number's there. Send me a picture where you are this morning on WhatsApp. My number's up there. Scroll through, you can see it. Let me just have a little read of what's going on. GM Landscape says, or you have the customer who gets a quote, then does the job themselves, then rings you when it goes wrong and want you to sort it out. Yeah, that's typical, isn't it? That's typical. Damn rude, especially these customers are the ones that ring every 5 minutes. Have you done my quote yet? Yes. And then they don't have you anyway, do they? Isn't it funny when you think, is there the perfect client that you can tell from that first phone call, the first engagement that you have with that client, whether it's on the phone or whether it's an email? You can tell by the email sometimes, can't you? In the tone, in the text that it's written. But then again, you can never be so wrong. I've been wrong many, many times, you know. That's a good point, you know, John Ward, as well. Like, you know, these customers are on the ones that ring you every 5 minutes and say, is my quote done yet, you know? And how many of those actually go with you, John, isn't it? That's the other thing as well. Interesting. We all have been to customers to rectify bad workmanship. Yeah. He's done it again. Mario's on the ball. He's having a great one. We go back and then they don't want you to do the job, don't they? They don't want you to do the job, and then they get somebody else and they ask you back. The goal of it, they don't have you. They get some work done by somebody else. Then they ask you to come back for you to repair what somebody else has done. Inadequate work. It's a joke, really, isn't it? I would just say no. Just, sorry, can't help you. John Ward says, the crunch will come in February, March, lads. People will spend at Christmas, and then the payments they can't meet will kick in. Fuel, heating, mortgages, tough times ahead. Let me just read that again, because I wasn't very fluid with it then. The crunch time will come in February, March, lads. People will spend at Christmas, and then payments they can't meet will kick in. Fuel, heating, mortgages, tough times ahead. Yeah, I think it is. I think January and February is always a tough time of the year. January's always been busy for me, John, you know, with leads, and then it sort of slows down in February and then starts to move on again the second week in March. That's me speaking personally there. Dingle McDongle. Dingle McDongle. What a great name, these YouTube's names, isn't it? Just stay with us this morning. I'm loving this one. Dingle McDonald. Hi, Johnny boy. Love your work. Borrowed myself a 120 volt mixer for some work on the garden. Struggling to get it powered. Do I need a transformer? 120 watt. Yeah, you probably do. Make sure that sometimes with the leads sometimes can be too long, and then you lose the energy on that. If anybody's got to say on that, John, look what Dingle McDonald. Help me out with this, John. Come and give us some advice on Dingle's comment. Read through the comments, John. Have a look. He's losing power in his 120 volt mixer. 120 volt mixer, or is that 110? You mean? The power is reduced with 110, I know that. Star says, with the proliferation of digital media, it is harder to get people's attention to MSM. Keep upping the ante, hence everything is a crisis. Yeah. Matt, if you could elaborate on that a little bit more, but I think so, yeah, the ante, hence. My eyes, I need my glasses. D&J Projects, good to see you on here. Fuel is a killer at the minute. Running our fleet, yeah, massively. That must have a massive drain. Look how the haulage industry in recent years, excuse me, has struggled because of the fuel. And I remember I drove, and I know what it was like for some of the self-employed drivers that was out there, run their own businesses. And literally years ago, if they picked up a load running back, they'd be lucky to get £100 for a load. I know that was years ago, but £100 coming back. They get their fuel, their price going out, but they'd have a load back, and it was only about £100 because they had to go back, and people used to take advantage of them. I would just say no. I'd rather not carry it. Yeah, £100, and I don't know what they were doing at the time. The loads going out that they were charging them because they knew they had to come back, and they said you might as well take £100, and that's just a cheek. That's just not good at all. The cheek and gall of people. Mario says, I'm sitting in my front room in my wife friends. There we are. He's done it again. He's sat in his front room in my wife friends. Photo not good idea. Well, maybe it's not, Mario, but I'm sure you can send us another photo this morning, mate. Absolutely love it. John Ward says, never be confused. The dreamer customers and those that have a budget. You can work with some, or do they want I can't read that. Something list for themselves. Yeah, it's good to see. Yeah, have a read what John says there. Never be confused by the dreamer customers. Yeah, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Infinity Owen says you can't miss any quotes worth a while at the moment. Yeah, you can't miss any quotes. Yeah, how many of you guys are still not getting to see people? He's getting out there and he's doing 110. Sorry, no problem at all. Yeah, you're losing power. You may have to. You need a transformer, but you may have to reduce the lead. Because if you're going too far, you need the main source needs to be close to where you're working. Don't run it over a longer lead because you will lose even more power. 110 has a reduced power source going through it, obviously to save lives. Abdul's on here. Abdul Alanzi. I hope I said that correctly, my friend. Hope you're well this morning. Good morning, sir. How are you doing? And we're just asking this morning, Abdul, no matter where you are in the country, my number's on here. I'm going to get it on there. It's 077 95595 I've asked this morning, Abdul, if people can just send me a picture of anything, where they are, what they're doing. It doesn't matter where you are on the world. We got people even calling in. Bob there from Turkey this morning. We used to have a lot of the Americans across the pond used to join us this morning. Got 25 likes. We've got 21 viewers, 22 viewers. Good to have you on here. Lee says, good morning, Lee C. Good morning, bud. How you doing? We're asking for some pictures. Send it to me on WhatsApp. There's my number. Where are you calling from this morning, Lee? Andy Grangwork says, mix it by hand. Yeah, you can do. I know Lee would. Without a shadow of doubt. You just get on with it instead of waiting on with it. There is a way of doing it. Pros and cons of concrete stamped driveway, please. Pros and cons. John Ward, what's your opinion? I'm going over to you. Lee, what's your opinion? Gem Landscapes. Stamped concrete. Dare I say my view, because I don't want to. I think it loses its color a little bit. Okay, I'll be totally honest with you. I think stamped concrete loses its color. I know that they can recolor it, and the other thing, of course, is when it's done, they put a big line through it, like they cut those expansion joints, which isn't good at all. And concrete does crack. It will decay at some point. It will fatigue. It will wear out. And if you've got a bit of ground movement, and if they haven't done it right, it's a lot of trouble. It really is. And when it cracks, I remember a customer years ago, Chris Agland, he decided we block paved the back. He didn't want to do the front because he just didn't like it. We done all around his pool. We put some clay paves down, did his front. He wanted to do his front, and he did it all in printed concrete. And when he walked on it, it squeaked like a tennis court, and he ripped it all back up. He had the funds to do it. He didn't like it. He had it done, and he ripped it all back up. In this case, extreme. I granted. I know, but that's what was done. Lee's there in Norfolk. Owen says people expect to come with a click of their fingers. Yeah, they do. But you need to bring them back a little bit back down. You have a value, Owen, right? You have a value as a contractor, and we don't have to just ignore that. Just treat them with the same contempt, I suppose, or you can just let it go. Jim says, quoted a patio 2 years later, the client phoned me saying 3 landscapers have let them down. Could I do it? What did you say to him? Did you go back to him? Yeah. Stamped concrete. I don't like stamped concrete, but that's my opinion. Everyone is entitled to an opinion. Andy Graham says never done one and need doing, probably as it could cost you. Need doing probably is good. Yeah, I agree. D&J Projects. Listen, buds, I gotta say, D&J Project, thanks for joining this morning. And if you want to give me a shout on your channel sometimes, that'd be great. It's good to have you on here. Love to do a live with you sometimes. I'm in Turkey at the minute, just finishing last couple of days. If it makes you feel better, it's raining. No, it doesn't. I want you to enjoy your holiday, right? I want you to have some fun, but it doesn't mean to say then again, you see, even if it's raining, don't take the negative from it. Isn't it great that we've got rain sometimes? Not when you're on holiday, but just like you can go inside, you can go for a meal, you can have a drink, whatever you want to do. John Ward says stamped concrete needs to paint and clean every year with specialized paint, very slippy in the rain. So watch the slopes, and if you got it, get it under it. If you got to get under it. Yeah, do you know, John, I actually agree with you. I think Chris Agland, that we did some work for, he felt that it was really, really slippy and it squeaked as well. And the thing is, John, does it come with an R11 rating? That's the thing, isn't it? John, out there at the moment, there are elements, there is a little force going on at the moment, trying to, I don't even want to go on about this again, about British standards and all this sort of things. And I know the British standards are important, but the British standards should also be available and you shouldn't have to pay for them. I know that people have put it together, but if suppliers and manufacturers want you to buy their products, they should make some of these British standards available. I've never even thought about that printed concrete. Does it come with an R11 rating? Does it have to come with an R11 rating? Is it the paint that you put on there? I just have a look at wearing courses are always difficult. Anything that we walk on a day-to-day basis, whether it's carpet, laminate flooring, indoors, outdoors, it's got to come with a rating. I think it's R9 inside. I think John for Tiles, Jim Landscape says, personally, I don't get involved in it or resin either. He's brought resin up. He's brought resin into the fold, is our grant. Yeah, resin. Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? You've got to think about it. You've got to think long term. Stamped concrete, not for us. There we are. Old school. Mario Rizzi saying there straight away, stamped concrete is not for us. Before I read any more comments out, welcome to Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy. If you've just joined us at the moment, or if you watch this later on, we've had some great content this morning, some great questions. You'll be able to watch this live streaming again, watch it through and watch the comments, what people are saying about all sorts of things. It's not just my views, it's the views of you guys that join and help and make this channel what it is. Infinity Landscape says, just done my winter clothes shop, John Ward. Oh, right, okay. Just to let you know, John, our Owen is down in Birmingham there. I said, no, John, they wanted it at a quote price. Good for you. Good for you. Isn't it good that we can say no? There's nothing wrong with saying no. It gives us integrity. It gives us a little power back. When you think of some consumers out there, it's a bit of a poker game with some of them. So what we need to do, we're not playing games. We need to be serious about what we're doing, and we can say no. Saying no is good. It's not a bad thing. Appreciate the feedback, says Lee. Well, Lee, there you are. It's not just from me, and that's the beauty of these live streams this morning. You will have the view of many landscapers and contractors across the country. Sick of lies, stamp concrete, I'm not keen. Hiya, bud. Good to see you. To see you on there now. Good to see you joining this morning. How many of you guys are getting your clothing ready, or are you reducing? Yeah. Are you reducing costs? Any of you reducing costs? John Ward, you're in the office this morning. Are you looking places where you can actually save money? Because it's not a bad thing. It doesn't matter about in times of adversity, in times of when things are really good, okay? When things are really, really good, not times of adversity, we can still make savings. We can think about what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. And I think if you sat down, how many of you guys will actually sit down this afternoon and go through a pricing exercise and clarifying where you are, okay? Clarifying where you are and seeing where you are and see if you can actually make some savings. Infinity Landscapes, there's no British standards after COVID anymore. Is doing it's like the DIY landscaping a few years ago. Great point. Yeah, great point. Concrete drive, no slump test, no mesh, not lead. I can't actually know this morning. Does that mean money's coming in? Oh, sorry. I haven't got a cold. I will wash my hands, I promise. Concrete drive, no slump, no slump test, no mesh, no leading and to itself to longevity. Yeah, absolutely, no mesh. Listen, you can put that fibre in there, and as I spoke to Dave Lawrence this morning, this week on Friday, I think it was, Dave Lawrence was talking about concrete and about being belts and braces. It's what makes things, get that steel in there if you're using it. A few mats will make the difference to your work. GM Landscapes and Design says Infinity Landscapes, Groundworks, totally agree. They're agreeing with each other on here at the moment. D&G Products, I think people are moving away from concrete driveways as it's not permeable. Yeah, it is. And then where do you send your water? You know, if you think about the suds and about planning on extensions on driveways, just think about, I'm not going to go into that this morning, but you have to think about driveways and planning with driveways. If you have an extension to an existing driveway, I think it's okay. But if you're planning a new driveway, you have to go for planning. I think if somebody wants to let me know about that. I'm enjoying this morning. I don't know about you guys. If you want to give me a thumbs up, just say yes, no, whatever. If you're enjoying this morning, even the trolls, I'm going to mention them again, even the trolls. I've had a few this week, and I'd love to talk to you trolls. I would. If you want to have a chat sometime, let's talk. Yeah, look, if you're enjoying the live stream this morning, give me a big thumbs up. Lee, there we are. Lee's done it. You can go on your emojis. I never know how to use those emojis there, Lee. I'm always struggling, but I was able to do it this morning. It's because I never have my glasses on. Groundworks, I quote against you, John. I'm in Bromsgrove. There we are. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I think you quoted against me then. Yeah, they're in competition. Listen, the only person, we're never in competition with anyone, are we really? The only person that we're in competition with is ourselves on a day-to-day basis. We have to make sure that the competition we're in with ourselves, that we improve in that game every day, whatever we're doing. You know, we need to improve on that every day. Just keep improving what you're doing, make it better. Just go for it. Don't sit back. Just improve on what you're doing. That's my advice today. You know, you're not in competition with anyone else. You're in competition with yourself. Mario says savings grab lorries and skip higher loses loads versus a bag delivery. Yeah, it does. And I think the thing is for me, Mario, those things I have to take in consideration when I'm doing those types of jobs. If I'm not doing a driveway, I have to have bag products sometimes, and the benefits of having it loose, if I've got access and I'm loose is on the road and we have to shovel up and wash down and clean down, and I think, oh my God, what's the difference? How many of you guys have gone back to listen to this. How many of you guys have actually gone back to your suppliers at the moment? And I've talked about this so many times and said to them, look, over the next year, my loyalty is with you. Just say, for example, you go back to Styled. They're on it. And they'll be watching this morning, unless they're watching now. And you say to them, I'm with you for the year. I'm with you for infinity, okay? Our relationship is going to perpetuate. It has going to have a propensity to continue to keep going So why don't you give me a special discount? You need to ask for that discount. Or you can ask for rebates. If you spend so much over the course of a year, get those rebates. Think how you can make those savings, okay? So important. You need to explore this afternoon, and certainly D&J, if you're there in sunny, rainy Turkey, you actually need to think about what you're doing. Not read his comment, mate. No, he's read his comment, mate. Yeah, no worries. John Wood said material and cost, keep same quality on prices. Always looking at new suppliers, but caught on a cold on clothing. So buy high repellent stuff. Yeah, the repellent spray to save your clothing. I get in a mess, John. I really do. I really get in a mess. I was talking to Justin this week and about what the rain, the effects of rain, what it has on our clothing and our bodies, as we've said so many times. If I haven't covered anything we spoke about this morning, John, you need to say now. You need to remind me of it. Leave them in the pub. Yeah. Then the lads leave them in the pub. My God, why would they even do that? So annoying. Do you into... Yeah, I know John Ward. Yeah, John Ward's a great guy. You know John Ward. He's my mate. Good to see you. There we are. We had some messages coming through. Look, I said this morning, I'm running out of steam this morning because I had a late last night because Alison's mum is not very well at the moment. So I said that I promised to go live this morning, so I would. Steve Stickerlife says, I find the best working clothes are from farmer shops. Yeah, farmer shops. They're tough guys, aren't they? The farmers, they're always out in the wet and the rain, aren't they, doing it? This week, contact local quarry about getting loose direct rather than suppliers. There you go. That's how you do it. This is what this channel is about. ALH Landscape Gardening. Buy in bulk. Yeah, it is. It's the way to do it. If you've got a little yard, do you know, the thing is, I'm not trying to push the suppliers out, but if there are contractors out there that have a yard and you know of them locally to you, it'd be a good idea to see if you can come to some arrangement with them to make sure you can actually buy off them, isn't it? That's the thing to do. Local quarries. Alexander Ash. I can't remember seeing you on here before, my friend, but good that you've joined this morning. Have you ever thought about doing garden maintenance instead of landscaping? Look, listen, seriously, it's so important. What people don't realize that sometimes with the landscape business, you've got nothing to sell if you sold a business simply because they're buying into you. But with a maintenance business, they're buying a book. Yeah, do it. Keep it up. This is the way forward. You can do garden maintenance through the winter. If they're not doing the paving, people still will want to look after their gardens. Even if it's a little amount, you can still turn a profit. You can still turn a profit, and that's what we're going to have to do through these tough periods. We're fast approaching that hour mark, guys. It's 57:31. Stay with it just for a moment. Thank you for joining this morning. We've had lots and lots of comments. Thank all of you. Thank you, John Ward, Lee Andy, Owen from Infinity Landscapes, Grant from GM, Steve, as usual, you're always on there. If I haven't mentioned you, please forgive me. My head's absolutely spinning. Didn't have a lot of sleep last night. Glad you're all watching. It's a messy job and hard. Look after yourselves. Yeah, it is a messy job. It is difficult. Listen, guys, I've got to get on with my day. Great, lads. Keep safe. Hope is well at home, John. Yeah, you guys have a great day. I'm running out of steam now at the moment. I've got lots to say, but it's always difficult. Alex from Alex Ash Gardening Services. I only do small landscaping jobs, but mostly maintenance. Always enjoyed your content. Keep it up. Alexander Ash, thank you very much. I really appreciate that, and I hope things are going good for you. If you feel that you want to call me, drop me an email, info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. I'll say it again, info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. You can leave a message on this video. If you want to have a chat sometime, if there's any advice I can give you, please feel free to call. The list is growing. I'm always doing this. Yvonne Gordon, how's it going? Good to see you, my friend in Cardiff there. God bless you. Go big, save money, large bulk orders, large truck. Mario Ritchie said we started the maintenance, then we went into landscaping. There you go. That's how we evolved. I buy in bulk in supply local landscapes too. He supplies local landscapers. there we are. Brilliant. I want to know more about that. Happy weekend, lads. Keep well. We'll talk soon, JB. Yeah, it'd be good to speak to you. Gym Landscapes Design. Landscaping Monday to Friday. Saturday is maintenance. Clear the mind. Love it. Great live, 100%. Have a great weekend. Lee, give me a call. Have a great day. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the 30 likes. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. It's helped with the algorithms. And remember, if you can share this video at any time, please share on any platform that you wish to. Please share. Let's get it out there. Let's build it. Stay safe. Thank you all for calling. Have a great weekend. See you soon. Bye.